So I wanted to get into the McKennas and the Stenbergs of it all, because this is a pretty intriguing 2026 NHL Draft class. The two guys at the top have separated themselves pretty nicely, I would say, in the majority of public opinions. I say that majority, not everything, because if you take a look at some NHL draft rankings for this season, it's kind of interesting. Chase Reed is number 1 on the Athletic Corey Pronman list, and Keaton Verhoff is also a name that I think we might need to keep our eyes on. But for now, I think most of y'all, Canucks fans and other NHL fans, are familiar with where this draft is going to go. It is Gavin McKenna. It is Ivar Stenberg. 1 and 2. 2 and 1? Who knows? But in this video, I wanted to get into the Nikita Kucherov of it all, the Patrick Kanes of it all too. Because as we had seen yesterday in Vancouver, the Tampa Bay Lightning absolutely stormed the castle and took it to said Vancouver Canucks squad. And I said in yesterday's postgame video, man, that Nikita Kucherov guy, he is magic. He is so good, so skilled, so deceptive. He got 3 points yesterday. He's been double point per game for most of the season, and he is now catching up to Connor McDavid, whom I don't know if y'all noticed, him and his team ended up getting shut out yesterday by the Florida Panthers. So thank you, Sergei Bobrovsky, for contributing to the Kucherov for MVP fund. But I spoke in yesterday's postgame video about how Nikita Kucherov is so good that it is so inspiring and exciting for Canucks fans to be able to see that level of talent on display in their home building, because it indicates what could happen next for the Canucks. You see, I wanted to go over to some Sportsnet radio audio, as well as some Donnie and Dolly audio from previously in the week, because earlier yesterday, there was a conversation by Jamie Dodd and Thomas Drance on Canucks Talk that compared Gavin McKenna to Nikita Kucherov. Take a look at this comment made on the program. McKenna has the frame to be larger in their prime, versus Ivar Stenberg. The fundamental thing you can't know is, does this guy just really love hockey and getting better? That's the separating factor. In this audio, Thomas Drance talks about a story of Carter Verhaeghe being late to an early morning practice set by Nikita Kucherov in the summer. Verhaeghe was 5 minutes late to the thing, and because of that, Nikita Kucherov was like, hey, if you're going to be late, don't practice with me again. Essentially illustrating the point of just how obsessed with the sport of hockey Nikita Kucherov is, and how that's the difference between being a top 30 player in the NHL and being a top potentially 5 player in the world, potentially being the best playmaker of all time on the wing. Nikita Kucherov is so good, so skilled, and the idea that Gavin McKenna exhibits similar offensive profiling to Nikita Kucherov is an absolutely exciting sign for Vancouver Canucks fans. The deception, the skill, the hockey IQ, it's kind of weird, but we did speak about this earlier in the season. Gavin McKenna's NCAA head coach of the Nittany Lions in Penn State compared the hockey IQ to Wayne Gretzky. It was kind of weird. And so this has been established as the #1 driving force behind Gavin McKenna and his success. Not just the skills. We know he has the skills. He can dangle through guys. He can go through the legs. We saw the magical things that Gavin McKenna was doing in the WHL and in the second half of his NCAA year. The guy can just absolutely embarrass defenders. But add to this the deception, the shooting, the passing. It's all there. What I also wanted to talk about, though, was Ivar Stenberg and some other audio that was on Donnie and Dolly earlier this week as well. This was from March 17th, so 3 days ago. It's Craig Button, who went out there onto Donnie and Dolly and spoke about these two guys, McKenna and Stenberg, and he said this: I look at Ivar Stenberg, and I see a little bit more Kucherov than Kane. And when I watch McKenna, I see more Kane than Kucherov. Now, of course, he's talking about Patrick Kane, not Evander Kane. I know Canucks fans might be a little bit traumatized. Oh, you hear Kane, you think Evander. No, you don't gotta do that for this moment. Patrick Kane. And it's kind of funny because Patrick Kane, I think, was the earlier season comparable that people were bringing up when they would talk about Gavin McKenna. It's like, okay, well, McKenna's not, like, huge. He's decently sized. Stenberg is a little bit heavier, though, so there's more to like out of that if you're looking at it strictly from a physical standpoint. But Gavin McKenna can slow the game down in the same way that Showtime, Patrick Kane, number 88, could. And earlier in the season, there were these comparisons saying that, yeah, McKenna can use his shot a little bit more effectively. He's got a little bit more of an eager drive to make things happen compared to some of these other prospects. I'd say that the biggest difference between Kane and Kucherov is that Kucherov kind of plays in the offensive zone in the same way that I would envision Betty Boop playing. Like, he's got his pointer finger to his cheek, he's looking up to the sky, and he's like, oh, did I just do that? Oh, well. Like, there's some sort of an innocuous, airheaded quality to the way that Kucherov plays the game. And essentially what that means is that he's able to do all these amazing things, slow the game down, make a beautiful pass in front, center it for his teammate, take a shot, one-time it. He does it all with such a level of grace, and it's hard to see coming because it's so elegant. Like, when he took that one-timer shot yesterday against the Canucks, it wasn't even a one-timer. It was kind of like he just caught it and then he shot it, but, like, it wasn't on the stick, off the stick in a hurry. He just kind of swept it towards the goal, and it found itself a way in. Meanwhile, Patrick Kane, he has similar skills with the puck, and he can move around, and he's got great hands and amazing hockey IQ, too. But Patrick Kane has a lot more of that Showtime element to his game. Like, he's not afraid to be the absolute spotlight of the play. He's not afraid to make the crazy celly. He's not afraid to take the big shot. Nikita Kucherov's the kind of guy where when you watch him play, you're like, oh wow, this guy's having a pretty good game. Let's see what he did at the end of the night. And then you look at the box score and it's like, oh, Kucherov had 2 goals and 2 assists. He had a 4-point night. Meanwhile, Patrick Kane, he'll make plays, he'll make things happen, and you will notice him every shift. Nikita Kucherov's the guy who gets 4 points in a game and you didn't notice him really at all. That's kind of the level of grace that I think Nikita Kucherov plays with. And Craig Button saying that Stenberg reminds him more so of Kucherov than Kane is pretty interesting. I think it also aligns with some of the conversations we have had about Stenberg as well. Take a look at USA Today. This is Tony Ferrari of the Hockey News. Back in January, he did some NHL Draft rankings and how the top 10 prospects compared to current National Hockey League players. Tony Ferrari of the Hockey News did not say that Ivar Stenberg compares to Kane or Kucherov. He actually said that the guy compares to Lucas Raymond. This comparison's a little bit on the nose, he writes, as Raymond was once a highly intelligent, skilled right-winger coming out of the Frölunda program, but Stenberg's game is equal parts cerebral and tactical, just like Raymond's. Stenberg might even have a bit of a higher ceiling than Raymond. With high-end tools and an elite hockey mind, it's hard to see Stenberg not reaching at least similar heights to Lucas Raymond. And I will say, Nikita Kucherov is on pace for, 140 freaking points this season? Patrick Kane was an Art Ross winner by a mile back in his heyday, and Lucas Raymond is on pace for yet another 80-point season this year. There's a lot to like out of these NHL comparisons, and I guess it just goes to show you that the main argument we brought up a few weeks ago, that the Canucks really have no wrong choice here. Verhoff, Stenberg, and McKenna, they're all going to be great, but if you're looking for that absolute game-changing franchise winger that can slow the game down and just produce points like crazy, having 2 guys at the top of the draft that compare to Kucherov and Kane, that's not a bad bet. So with all that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're a Vancouver Canucks fan, how do you feel about the Kane and the Kucherov of it all when talking about Stenberg and Gavin McKenna? Which one do you want more? Let me know in the comments all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.